Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to another peaceful night journey. If you're new to our channel, please take a moment to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss one of our relaxing episodes. These stories are carefully designed to help you release the tensions of your day and guide you gently into deep, restorative sleep. Tonight, we're embarking on a very special adventure to the Crystal Gardens, a place where time moves slowly, where every breath brings deeper peace, and where magical serenity awaits. Find your most comfortable position, whether that's lying in bed, resting in your favorite chair, or anywhere you feel completely at ease. Close your eyes, let your shoulders drop, and allow your breathing to naturally slow down. Everything is perfectly safe here. Everything is exactly as it should be. Let yourself sink into this moment, knowing that the next hour belongs entirely to you, to rest, to peace, and to the gentle magic we're about to discover together. Take one more deep breath, and let's begin very slowly. So very slowly, you begin to notice a change in the darkness behind your closed eyes. A gentle light starts to appear, not bright or startling, but soft like moonlight filtering through morning mist. This light doesn't hurt your eyes at all. Instead, it feels like a warm, silk blanket wrapping itself around your entire being, protecting you, welcoming you into its embrace. This light seems to have texture, weight, presence. It moves around you like liquid starlight, like flowing peace, like the physical manifestation of serenity itself. You can feel it touching your skin, but not with the sensation of normal touch. This is something beyond physical contact. It's the touch of pure comfort, of absolute safety, of infinite gentleness. As this light grows slightly brighter, you realize you're no longer where you were before. Your feet are touching something different now. Looking down through the gentle illumination, you see a pathway unlike any you've ever encountered. This path is made of the finest crystal dust, each tiny particle catching and reflecting that gentle light like thousands of miniature stars scattered beneath your feet. The crystal dust is not cold like you might expect crystal to be. Instead, it radiates a warmth that seems to come from within each particle, as if every grain contains its own small sun, its own source of comfort and light. The path stretches ahead of you, winding gently through a landscape that exists somewhere between dream and reality, somewhere between the possible and the miraculous. With your first step, the crystal dust makes the softest sound, almost like a whisper, almost like a gentle sigh, almost like the sound peace would make if peace could speak. Each footfall creates tiny sparkles that dance for just a moment before settling back into peaceful stillness. The sensation under your feet is neither hard nor soft, but something perfectly in between, as if you're walking on crystallized moonbeams, on solid light, on the physical form of tranquility itself. You take another step, and another, each one slower than the last, each one more deliberate, more peaceful. There's absolutely no hurry here, no destination you must reach, no schedule to keep. Time itself seems to have slowed down, becoming thick and honey-like, allowing you to savor every single moment, every breath, every gentle sensation that this magical place offers. Your body begins to adjust to the different quality of existence here. Your muscles, which you didn't even realize were carrying tension, start to release and relax. Your breathing naturally becomes deeper, slower, more rhythmic. Each inhale brings in not just air, but peace itself, and each exhale releases not just carbon dioxide, but any stress, any worry, any concern that doesn't belong in this place of perfect serenity. As you continue along this magical path, you begin to notice your surroundings more clearly. Rising up on both sides of the walkway are trees that seem to be carved from pure crystal. But these are not cold, lifeless sculptures. These trees breathe with a life of their own, their crystal branches swaying very gently in a breeze so soft you can barely feel it against your skin. The trees are of many different types, each one unique, each one beautiful in its own crystalline way. Some appear to be made from clear crystal, like massive sculptures carved from the purest ice, but ice that never melts, ice that radiates warmth instead of cold. Others seem to be formed from colored crystal, some with a pale blue tint like morning sky reflected in still water, others with a soft golden glow like sunlight captured and held in solid form. The bark of these crystal trees has texture and pattern, just like real tree bark, but it's made of tiny crystal formations that catch and reflect light in countless different ways. Running your hand along the bark would feel like touching 1,000 tiny prisms, each one warm to the touch, each one humming very softly with its own note in the symphony of peace that surrounds this entire place. The leaves of these crystal trees are perhaps the most remarkable sight of all. Each one appears to be made of the clearest, most perfect glass. Yet when the gentle wind moves them, they don't make the sharp, clinking sounds you might expect. Instead, they create the most beautiful, subtle music, like wind chimes made from dewdrops, like distant bells ringing in a far-off monastery, like the sound of happiness itself, if happiness could make a sound. You stop for a moment to really listen to this tree song. The melody has no beginning and no end. It simply exists, weaving itself into the fabric of this peaceful place. Some notes are higher, some lower, but all of them blend together in perfect harmony. There are no jarring sounds here, no discord, no noise that disturbs the perfect peace. Every sound contributes to the overall symphony of tranquility. Your breathing naturally adjusts to match the rhythm of this music. In and out, in and out, each breath bringing you deeper into relaxation, deeper into the perfect calm of this crystal world. Your heartbeat slows to match the tempo of the tree song, and you realize that your entire body is synchronizing with the peaceful rhythms of this magical place. One particular tree draws your attention. It's larger than the others, ancient and wise-looking, with a trunk that spirals gently upward like a frozen tornado made of the purest white crystal. The spiral pattern in the trunk creates a hypnotic effect as your eyes follow its gentle curves upward, around and around, higher and higher, until you feel slightly dizzy in the most pleasant way, as if the tree is drawing you into its peaceful trance. The roots of this magnificent tree are visible above the ground, spreading out in all directions like crystalline rivers flowing away from the base of the trunk. Each root pulses very slowly with inner light, creating a gentle rhythm that you can see as well as feel. It's like the tree has its own heartbeat, its own life force flowing through its crystal veins, its own slow, eternal breathing that matches the deepest rhythms of the earth itself. You approach this magnificent tree very slowly, your feet still making those gentle, whispered sounds on the crystal dust path. As you get closer, you can feel something emanating from the tree. Not heat, not cold, but something else entirely. A sense of deep peace, of timeless wisdom, of complete safety and protection. It's as if the tree is a guardian, a protector, a source of comfort that has stood in this place for countless ages, offering its peace to any weary traveler who might pass this way. The area around the base of the tree is carpeted with crystal grass that looks like spun glass but feels like the softest silk under your feet. Small crystal flowers grow among this grass, each one no bigger than a coin, each one glowing with its own gentle light. The flowers seem to respond to your presence, their light growing slightly brighter as you approach, as if they're welcoming you, acknowledging your arrival in their peaceful domain. Reaching out with one hand, you gently place your palm against the tree's crystal trunk. The moment your skin makes contact, a wonderful sensation spreads up your arm. It's like touching liquid starlight, like placing your hand into the gentlest stream of warm light, like making contact with the source of all peace and tranquility in the universe. The tree's crystal surface is smooth but not slippery, warm but not hot, alive but not in any way that seems familiar or earthly. Under your hand, you can feel the tree's slow, deep breathing, or perhaps it's your own breathing that you're feeling, now synchronized perfectly with this ancient crystal being. The rhythm is so slow, so peaceful, that each breath seems to last forever. In hold, out, hold. In hold, out, hold. Your entire body relaxes more deeply with each cycle. The tree seems to be sharing its ancient wisdom with you through this simple touch, teaching you how to breathe with the rhythm of eternity, how to exist in harmony with the deepest peace of the universe. As you stand there with your hand on the tree, you become aware of other sensations spreading through your body. Your feet feel lighter, as if the normal weight of gravity has lessened in this place. Your shoulders, which you didn't even realize were tense, drop down and relax completely. Your jaw unclenches, your forehead smooths, and even your eyelids seem to grow softer and heavier. The longer you maintain contact with the tree, the deeper this relaxation becomes. It's as if the tree is drawing all the tension out of your body, absorbing it into its crystal structure where it's transformed into something harmless, something peaceful. You can actually feel stress leaving your muscles, worry departing from your mind, fear dissolving into nothingness. After what might have been minutes or might have been hours, time moves so strangely here. You slowly remove your hand from the tree. But as you lift your palm away, you feel as though you're taking some of the tree's peace with you, as if the ancient being has shared part of its eternal calm and it now flows through your veins like liquid serenity. You take a step back and bow slightly to the tree, a gesture of gratitude that feels completely natural and appropriate. The tree seems to acknowledge your thanks, its crystal leaves rustling just slightly in what might be a gentle nod of farewell, or perhaps a blessing for your continued journey through this realm of peace. You begin walking again, and the crystal path starts to curve gently to the right, following the natural contours of this magical landscape. There are no sharp turns here, no sudden changes in direction. Everything flows like a slow, peaceful river, like the movement of clouds across a summer sky, like the gradual progression from day to night. The path itself seems to be alive, responding to your footsteps by creating gentle ripples of light that spread outward from each point where your feet touch the crystal surface. These ripples move slowly, gracefully, like stones dropped into still water, creating expanding circles of soft illumination that fade gradually back into the ambient glow of the path. As you follow the curving path, new wonders reveal themselves with each step. Small crystal flowers begin to appear along the walkway, each one unique, each one glowing with its own soft, internal light. These flowers don't grow in organized gardens or neat rows. Instead, they appear naturally, randomly, wherever they choose, creating a spontaneous artwork of light and color that stretches as far as you can see. Some flowers are tiny, no bigger than your thumbnail, twinkling like earthbound stars scattered along the crystal path. Others are larger, the size of dinner plates, their light more substantial, more encompassing. The variety is endless. Some flowers glow with the pale blue of a winter morning sky, others with the soft purple of lavender fields at twilight. Still others radiate gentle pink light, like the inside of a seashell, or warm golden light, like honey captured in crystalline form. Each flower seems to have its own personality, its own character. Some pulse gently with their inner light, like tiny crystal hearts beating in slow motion. Others maintain a steady glow, constant and reassuring. A few seem to respond to your presence, their light growing brighter as you approach, dimming again as you pass by, as if they're greeting you and then bidding you farewell. You kneel down beside one of the larger flowers, a beautiful specimen that glows with soft, pearl-white light. As you bring your face closer to examine it, you discover that it has a scent, but not like any flower fragrance you've ever experienced. This scent is the essence of peace itself. It smells like clean mountain air and fresh rain and warm blankets and childhood bedtime stories all combined into one perfect aroma. The fragrance doesn't overwhelm your senses. Instead, it seems to seep into your consciousness gradually, gently, like a slow-acting medicine designed to heal worry and stress. Breathing in this magical fragrance, you feel it travel through your lungs and into your bloodstream, carrying its peace to every cell in your body. Your muscles relax even further, if such a thing is possible. Your thoughts slow down until they're moving like thick molasses, each thought lazy and unimportant and easy to let go of. You spend several minutes kneeling beside this remarkable flower, simply breathing in its peaceful essence, allowing its fragrance to work its magic throughout your system. There's no hurry to move on, no pressure to continue your journey. In this place, every moment is perfect, every experience is exactly what you need, every sensation contributes to your growing sense of deep, abiding peace. When you finally rise from your kneeling position, you do so very slowly, gracefully, as if you're performing a gentle dance. You notice that your movements have become dreamlike, flowing and graceful in a way that feels completely natural. It's as if the normal rules of physics have been softened here, as if your body remembers how to move like water, like light, like a gentle breeze. The path continues to wind its way through this crystal wonderland, and you follow it without any sense of urgency or destination. Walking has become meditation, each step a prayer of gratitude for this incredible peace you've found. Your breathing continues to deepen and slow, matching the eternal rhythm of this magical place, synchronizing with the heartbeat of the crystal earth beneath your feet. As you walk, you begin to notice movement in your peripheral vision. Crystal creatures are living here among the trees and flowers, but they move so slowly, so gently, that you have to really pay attention to see them at all. At first, you think you might be imagining them, but as you focus your attention, you realize that this crystal garden is home to an entire ecosystem of peaceful beings. A crystal rabbit sits motionless beside the path, its transparent body catching and refracting the ambient light like a living prism. The rabbit is about the size of a house cat, but its proportions are somehow more elegant, more graceful than those of ordinary rabbits. Its crystal fur seems to be made of the finest spun glass, each hair a tiny fiber optic cable carrying light throughout its crystalline body. As you watch, the rabbit turns its head toward you with movements so gradual they're almost imperceptible, like watching the hour hand of a clock move, like observing the growth of plants in extreme slow motion. The rabbit's eyes are remarkable. They glow with the softest light, not bright enough to startle or disturb, just bright enough to convey a sense of gentle intelligence, of peaceful awareness, of complete acceptance. The rabbit looks at you for a long moment, and in that gaze you feel completely accepted, completely understood, completely safe. There's no fear in this creature, no suspicion, no wariness. Only peace, only love, only the kind of gentle welcome that you might receive from a dear friend who has been waiting patiently for your arrival. Then, just as slowly as it had turned toward you, the rabbit turns away and continues its unhurried existence among the crystal flowers. You watch as it moves to a nearby flower and seems to commune with it in some way, perhaps drawing nourishment from its light, perhaps simply enjoying its company in the way that peaceful beings naturally gravitate toward one another. You continue walking, and more crystal creatures reveal themselves to your patient observation. Crystal butterflies drift through the air with wing beats so slow they seem to be swimming through honey rather than flying through air. Their wings are like stained glass windows, each one unique, each one creating tiny rainbows as it moves through the gentle light of the crystal garden. Watching these butterflies is hypnotic, meditative. Their slow, graceful movements encourage your own breathing to become even slower, even more peaceful. You find yourself synchronizing your breath with their wing beats, inhaling as their wings rise, exhaling as their wings fall, becoming part of their ancient dance through the crystalline air. One butterfly, slightly larger than the others and glowing with soft lavender light, approaches you more closely. It hovers near your shoulder, its wings creating gentle currents of air that you can barely feel against your skin. For a moment, you think it might land on you, and you remain perfectly still, hoping not to disturb this magical encounter. The butterfly seems to study you with intelligent, glowing eyes that are like tiny stars set into its crystal head. After a long moment, it performs what can only be described as a dance, moving in slow, graceful patterns around your head and shoulders, its wings leaving trails of gentle light in the air. This dance feels like a blessing, like a welcome ceremony, like a ritual of acceptance into the peaceful community of the crystal garden. When the dance is complete, the butterfly drifts away, joining its companions in their eternal, peaceful flight through the crystal air. You feel honored by this encounter, touched by the gentle intelligence and kindness of this crystalline being. Crystal birds perch on crystal branches throughout the garden, their songs joining the gentle tree music in a symphony of perfect harmony. But these birds don't chirp or call loudly like ordinary birds. Instead, their voices are like whispers, like gentle humming, like the sound a mother makes when rocking a baby to sleep. Their music is not composed of separate notes and melodies, but rather of harmonic tones that blend seamlessly with the ambient sounds of this crystal world. Some birds contribute deep, resonant bass notes that seem to come from the earth itself. Others add higher, crystalline tones that sparkle like audible light. Together, they create a soundscape that is both complex and simple, both varied and unified, both stimulating and deeply relaxing. As you listen to this crystal chorus, you realize that your own breathing and heartbeat have become part of the symphony. You are not just observing the music of the crystal garden. You have become part of it, contributing your own rhythms to the eternal song of peace that echoes through this magical realm. The path begins to descend very gently, and you realize you're walking down into a small valley. The descent is so gradual that you barely notice it at first, but as you continue walking, you become aware that the crystal trees around you are growing taller, their branches forming a canopy overhead that filters the soft light into even softer patterns. This canopy creates an effect like walking through a cathedral made of living light. The crystal branches interweave above you in complex patterns that seem both random and perfectly designed, creating a ceiling that is both protective and open, both enclosed and infinite. Beams of gentle light filter down through the crystal leaves, creating moving patterns on the path ahead of you that shift and dance with each gentle movement of the branches. The air in this valley is different, thicker, more nurturing, more filled with the essence of peace. Each breath you take seems to contain more tranquility, more serenity, more of whatever magical substance makes this place so profoundly restful. You can feel this enhanced peace soaking into your lungs, your bloodstream, your very cells, making you more relaxed with each step deeper into the valley. The crystal path here is wider than it was above, and the crystal dust beneath your feet has a different quality. Softer, more yielding, more like walking on crystallized clouds than on solid ground. Your footsteps make even gentler sounds here, barely audible whispers that seem to be absorbed immediately by the peaceful atmosphere of the valley. Along the sides of the path, the crystal flowers grow larger and more magnificent. Some are now the size of small trees, their crystalline petals creating complex geometric patterns that are mesmerizing to observe. These larger flowers pulse with deeper, more profound light, and their fragrances are correspondingly richer, more complex, more intensely peaceful. You pause beside one particularly magnificent flower, a creation that seems to be made of pure moonlight crystallized into solid form. This flower is taller than you are, its petals arranged in spiraling patterns that seem to draw your gaze upward and inward, creating a gentle hypnotic effect that makes your mind feel quieter, more still, more at peace. The fragrance of this great flower is indescribable. It's like breathing in the essence of every peaceful moment you've ever experienced, like inhaling the concentrated peace of 1,000 quiet evenings, like drawing into your lungs the very spirit of serenity itself. You stand beside this flower for a long time, simply breathing, simply being, simply allowing its powerful peace to permeate every part of your being. As you continue deeper into the valley, you begin to notice new types of crystal formations. Large crystal formations rise from the ground like natural sculptures, each one unique, each one beautiful in its own way. Some are tall and slender, reaching up toward the crystal canopy like frozen columns of light. Others are broad and flowing, creating gentle hills and curves in the landscape. These crystal formations hum very softly with their own internal music, adding bass notes to the symphony of the garden. The sound is so low, so deep, that you feel it more than hear it, a gentle vibration that resonates in your chest, your bones, your very soul. This deep crystal music has a profoundly relaxing effect, making your entire body feel heavier, more grounded, more connected to the peaceful earth of this magical realm. Crystal streams begin to appear along the path, but these streams don't carry water. Instead, they flow with liquid light, moving slowly and silently through channels carved in the crystal ground. The light in these streams is thicker than the ambient light of the garden, more substantial, more like liquid mercury made of pure illumination. You kneel beside one of these streams and carefully dip your fingers into the flowing light. It feels warm and thick, like honey made of sunshine, like liquid peace that you could actually touch and hold. The sensation on your skin is indescribable. It's like being touched by comfort itself, like having your hand blessed by concentrated tranquility. When you lift your fingers from the stream, they glow very softly for several minutes, retaining some of the light that you touched. This glow gradually fades, but it leaves your hand feeling blessed, peaceful, more relaxed than before. You realize that everything in this garden has the power to heal, to comfort, to bring peace to anyone who encounters it with an open heart. The streams of light flow alongside the path as you continue your descent into the valley, their gentle movement creating subtle currents in the air that you can feel as the softest possible breeze against your skin. This breeze carries with it the essences of all the peaceful places in the garden, the fragrance of crystal flowers, the music of crystal trees, the deep harmony of crystal formations. At the bottom of the gentle slope, the path leads to a small clearing where stands the most beautiful building you've ever seen. It's not large, just a small cottage really, but it seems to be carved from a single, enormous crystal that must have taken eons to form. The entire structure glows with gentle, welcoming light that seems to come from within the crystal itself. The cottage is organic in its design, with curves and flowing lines that make it seem like it grew naturally from the crystal earth rather than being built by hands. The walls are transparent but somehow private, allowing light to pass through while maintaining a sense of enclosed safety and comfort. The roof curves upward gracefully, following lines that echo the shapes of the crystal trees around it. Windows glow with warm, golden light that doesn't seem to come from any visible source. The light just exists, radiating comfort and welcome and the promise of perfect rest. Each window is a different size and shape, as if they were formed naturally by the growth of the crystal rather than cut deliberately by a builder. The cottage has a door, but it stands open, as if it has been waiting for you, as if you are an expected and honored guest in this place of crystal dreams. The doorway is framed by crystal formations that seem to form naturally occurring decorations, creating an entrance that is both grand and intimate, both impressive and welcoming. Around the cottage, the crystal garden has arranged itself in what can only be described as a natural landscape design. Crystal trees provide shade and shelter, their branches extending protectively over the cottage roof. Crystal flowers cluster around the foundation, their combined light creating a gentle glow that illuminates the building from below. Crystal grass carpets the area around the cottage, creating a soft, glowing lawn that invites rest and relaxation. You approach the cottage very slowly, savoring the anticipation, allowing the peaceful energy of the place to continue soaking into your bones, your muscles, your very soul. Each step brings you closer to what you somehow know will be the perfect sanctuary, the ideal place of rest, the ultimate destination for anyone seeking deep, abiding peace. The crystal grass beneath your feet becomes softer as you approach the cottage, more luxurious, like walking on the finest carpet made from crystallized moonbeams. Your feet sink slightly into this crystal carpet, and the sensation is incredibly soothing, like walking on solid clouds, like stepping on crystallized comfort itself. As you reach the open doorway, you pause for a moment to appreciate the threshold you're about to cross. You can feel the difference in the air at the entrance to the cottage. Inside, the atmosphere is even more peaceful, even more nurturing, even more perfectly designed for rest and restoration. The doorway itself seems to welcome you, the crystal frame pulsing very gently with warm light, as if the cottage is breathing slowly and deeply, as if it's alive and aware of your presence. You take a deep breath, preparing yourself for whatever wonders await inside this crystal sanctuary. Stepping across the threshold is like passing through a membrane of pure peace. The moment you enter the cottage, the quality of the air changes dramatically. Inside, the air is thicker, warmer, more nurturing than anything you've ever experienced. It's like being wrapped in the softest cashmere, like being held in the gentlest embrace, like being completely and utterly safe for the first time in your life. The interior of the cottage is larger than it appeared from outside, but not impossibly so. Just roomier, more spacious, as if the walls have gently expanded to accommodate your need for comfort. The effect is magical but not jarring, wonderful but not unbelievable. It's as if the cottage exists in a space that's slightly outside the normal rules of geometry, where comfort and peace take precedence over ordinary physical limitations. The floor is made of the same crystal material as everything else in this magical realm, but here it's covered with thick, soft rugs that glow with muted light. These rugs seem to be woven from threads of crystallized silk, from fibers of solid comfort, from materials that exist somewhere between the physical and the spiritual. Your feet sink slightly into these rugs, and the sensation is incredibly soothing, like walking on solid clouds, like stepping on crystallized peace. The walls of the cottage are lined with crystal formations that seem to grow naturally from the floor to the ceiling, creating a living, breathing interior that pulses very gently with warm, welcoming light. These wall formations are not uniform or geometric. Instead, they flow and curve like frozen waterfalls, like crystallized music, like solid poetry made visible. Against one wall stands a magnificent bookshelf that reaches from floor to ceiling. This bookshelf appears to be carved from a single piece of crystal, its shelves curving gracefully to support hundreds of volumes. The books on these shelves are unlike any books you've ever seen. Each one appears to be made of crystal pages, and they glow very softly with different colored lights. These are not books meant for reading in the ordinary sense. These are books of peace, volumes of serenity, encyclopedias of calm. Just looking at them makes your mind feel quieter, your thoughts more distant and less important. The books seem to contain not words or stories, but rather the essence of peaceful experiences, the concentrated wisdom of tranquil moments, the crystallized memory of every restful breath ever taken. Some books glow with the blue light of peaceful skies, others with the golden light of gentle sunsets. Still others radiate the silver light of quiet moonlit nights or the green light of peaceful meadows. Each book seems to offer its own type of peace, its own flavor of tranquility, its own pathway to deeper rest. In the center of the room sits the most comfortable-looking chair imaginable. This chair is clearly the centerpiece of the cottage, the focal point around which everything else is arranged. It's large enough to curl up in completely, soft enough to sink into forever, and it glows with a gentle, reassuring light that seems to pulse in rhythm with your own heartbeat. The chair seems to be made from crystallized clouds, from solid comfort, from the physical manifestation of the concept of rest itself. Its cushions look impossibly soft, as if they were stuffed with captured moonbeams, with crystallized sighs of contentment, with the material essence of every comfortable moment that has ever existed. The arms of the chair curve gracefully, perfectly positioned to support your arms in the most natural, comfortable position possible. The back of the chair is high enough to support your head and neck, but not so high as to feel confining or restrictive. Everything about this chair speaks of perfect ergonomic design, but design that comes from magic rather than science, from intuitive understanding of comfort rather than calculated measurements. You walk over to this incredible chair, moving even more slowly now, as if your body instinctively knows that fast movements have no place in this sanctuary of peace. As you approach the chair, you can feel warmth radiating from it, not the heat of fire or sun, but the warmth of perfect comfort, of absolute safety, of complete acceptance. The chair seems to sense your approach, its glow growing slightly brighter, its cushions seeming to become even more inviting, even more perfectly prepared to receive you. It's as if the chair has been waiting for you specifically, as if it was created with your exact needs and preferences in mind. As you prepare to sit down, you notice that the chair is positioned perfectly to take advantage of every peaceful element in the cottage. From this seat, you can see the glowing bookshelf with its volumes of crystallized peace. You can see through the crystal walls to the garden beyond, where crystal creatures continue their slow, peaceful existence. You can see the crystal formations that line the walls, their gentle light creating patterns that are endlessly soothing to watch. Settling into the chair is like sinking into a warm bath made of light, like being embraced by comfort itself, like returning to a home you never knew you had, but that was always waiting for you. The chair adjusts to your body perfectly, supporting every part of you, cradling you like a parent cradles a sleeping child. The moment you sit down, you realize that this chair is more than just furniture. It's a healing device, a restoration chamber, a sanctuary within a sanctuary. The chair seems to scan your body, identifying every point of tension, every area of stress, every muscle that needs to relax. Then, gently and gradually, it begins to address each of these issues. You can feel warmth flowing from the chair into your lower back, exactly where you didn't even realize you were carrying tension. The cushions adjust subtly to provide better support for your neck, your shoulders, your arms. Your feet are lifted slightly off the floor, finding the perfect position for optimal circulation and relaxation. As you settle more deeply into the chair, you realize that it's gently rocking, swaying back and forth with a rhythm that matches your heartbeat, that synchronizes with your breathing, that harmonizes with the deepest rhythms of your being. This movement is so subtle, so natural, that you barely notice it consciously, but your body responds to it immediately, relaxing more deeply with each gentle motion. The rocking motion of the chair creates a hypnotic effect, lulling your mind into a state of peaceful meditation. Your thoughts begin to slow down, becoming less frequent, less urgent, less important. Worries that seemed significant just moments ago now feel distant and unreal, like memories from a dream you once had but can barely remember. As you rest in this perfect chair, you notice a small table beside you that you hadn't seen before. This table seems to have materialized from the crystal floor itself, growing upward like a crystal plant until it reached the perfect height to be useful. On this table sits a crystal glass filled with liquid that seems to be made of golden light. The glass itself is a work of art, formed from crystal so pure and clear that it seems to be made of crystallized air. The liquid inside moves very slowly in the glass, swirling gently like thick honey, catching and reflecting the ambient light in the most beautiful patterns. Watching this liquid light move is mesmerizing, hypnotic, deeply relaxing. You pick up the glass, and it's surprisingly warm in your hands, perfectly comfortable to hold, as if it has been warmed to exactly your body temperature. The liquid inside continues its slow, hypnotic dance, and you find yourself watching it with deep fascination. Looking at this liquid light is like looking into the essence of peace itself, like holding a glass full of crystallized tranquility, like cradling liquid serenity in your hands. The glass seems weightless in your hands, as if it's made of solid light rather than physical crystal. The liquid inside glows more brightly as you hold it, as if it's responding to your touch, as if it recognizes you as someone who truly needs and deserves the peace it contains. You bring the glass to your lips and take a small sip. The liquid has the most indescribable taste. It's like drinking warmth itself, like consuming liquid comfort, like swallowing a mouthful of the most perfect peace imaginable. The taste is somehow familiar, as if you've been searching for this exact flavor your entire life without knowing what you were looking for. As the liquid goes down your throat, you can feel it spreading throughout your body, not just through your digestive system, but through your entire being. It flows through your bloodstream, carrying peace to every cell. It soaks into your muscles, releasing tension you didn't even know you were holding. It penetrates your nervous system, calming responses that have been overactive for far too long. With each sip, your body sinks deeper into the chair, and the chair seems to respond by becoming even more comfortable, even more supportive, even more perfectly suited to your needs. The boundaries between your body and the chair begin to blur, as if you're becoming part of the chair and it's becoming part of you, merging into a single entity of perfect comfort and rest. Your eyelids begin to feel very heavy, not with tiredness but with the weight of perfect contentment, of complete satisfaction, of absolute peace. The effort required to keep them open seems unnecessary here, where closing your eyes doesn't mean missing anything but rather experiencing everything more deeply. You finish the drink slowly, savoring each sip, allowing the golden liquid to work its magic throughout your system. Each mouthful brings deeper relaxation, deeper peace, deeper connection to the serene energy that flows through this entire crystal realm. When the glass is empty, you set it back on the table, and it immediately refills itself, as if the cottage knows that you might want more of this liquid peace later, as if this place of crystal dreams anticipates and provides for your every need. The refilling of the glass happens slowly, beautifully, like watching liquid starlight pour itself upward from some hidden source within the crystal table. The golden light flows into the glass in spiraling patterns, creating tiny whirlpools of illumination that are mesmerizing to watch. Even this simple act of refilling becomes a meditation, a peaceful spectacle that draws your attention and calms your mind even further. Leaning back in the chair, you allow your head to rest against the perfectly positioned headrest. The moment your head touches the chair's crystal cushioning, you feel a gentle tingling sensation, as if the chair is scanning your thoughts, identifying areas of mental stress and worry, preparing to address them with the same thoroughness with which it addressed your physical tension. Looking up, you discover that the ceiling of the cottage is not solid crystal like the walls. Instead, it's like looking up through clear water at a night sky made of gentle light. Crystal stars drift slowly overhead, each one pulsing softly with its own rhythm, each one adding its voice to the symphony of peace that surrounds you. These stars are not the distant, cold points of light you see in the ordinary night sky. These are warm, close, friendly stars that seem to know you personally and care about your well-being. These crystal stars are not fixed in place like real stars. They move very slowly, very gracefully, creating patterns that form and dissolve and reform in an endless, mesmerizing dance. Some stars move in circles, others in spirals, still others in patterns so complex and beautiful that watching them becomes a form of active meditation. The movement of the stars creates a gentle visual rhythm that your eyes follow without effort, without strain. This celestial dance becomes synchronized with your breathing, with your heartbeat, with the gentle rocking of the chair. Everything in the cottage works together to create a total environment of peace, a complete sanctuary where every element contributes to your growing sense of profound tranquility. Watching the stars is like meditation, like prayer, like the deepest form of relaxation imaginable. Your eyes track their movement naturally, effortlessly, and this gentle visual meditation makes your entire body relax even more profoundly. The longer you watch, the slower the stars seem to move, and the slower they move, the more peaceful you become, creating a positive feedback loop of ever-deepening serenity. The chair continues its subtle rocking motion, and you allow yourself to be carried by this rhythm, to be cradled by this movement, to be lulled by this gentle swaying that feels like being rocked in the arms of peace itself. Your breathing has become so slow, so deep, that each breath seems to take forever, each exhale releasing more tension, more worry, more of anything that doesn't belong in this perfect moment. Time passes in this state of perfect comfort. How much time, you don't know and don't care. In this place, time is not measured in minutes or hours but in breaths, in heartbeats, in the gentle progression from one moment of perfect peace to the next moment of even deeper tranquility. You might have been in the chair for minutes or hours or days. It doesn't matter. All that matters is this incredible sense of rest, of safety, of being exactly where you need to be. Eventually, though you feel no urgency to move, you become aware of a gentle calling, a soft invitation that seems to come from deeper within the cottage. It's not a voice exactly, but rather a feeling, an intuition that there are even greater depths of peace waiting to be discovered in this crystal sanctuary. Rising from the chair requires almost no effort. Your body has become so light, so relaxed, that movement feels effortless, like floating, like being carried by gentle currents of air. The chair seems reluctant to let you go, its cushions clinging to you gently for just a moment before releasing you with what feels like a fond farewell. You stand slowly, gracefully, feeling as if you're floating rather than standing on solid ground. Your body feels transformed by its time in the healing chair, lighter, more flexible, more at peace than you ever remember feeling. Every muscle has found its optimal state of relaxation. Every joint has discovered its most comfortable position. Every organ has settled into its most peaceful rhythm. Near the back of the cottage, you discover another room that you somehow missed during your initial exploration. This room is revealed gradually, as if the cottage is unveiling its secrets one at a time, sharing its treasures only when you're ready to receive them. The entrance to this second room is an archway carved from a single piece of crystal. Its curves so graceful and natural that it seems to have been formed by crystallized music. Passing through this archway is like stepping into an even deeper level of peace, if such a thing is possible. The air in this second room is thicker still, more concentrated with the essence of tranquility. Each breath you take here seems to contain the peace of 1,000 quiet moments, the serenity of countless peaceful dreams. This room is even more peaceful than the first, designed specifically for the deepest possible rest. The walls here are made of crystal that's so clear, so perfect, that you can see through them to a garden beyond. But the view is soft and dreamy, like looking through water or mist or the gentlest fog. The garden visible through these walls seems to be a private sanctuary, a secret part of the crystal realm reserved for the most profound experiences of peace. The crystal walls themselves seem to breathe very slowly, expanding and contracting almost imperceptibly, as if the room is a living entity with its own peaceful respiration. This breathing creates subtle changes in the light patterns on the walls, gentle shifts that are soothing to watch and even more soothing to experience unconsciously. In the center of this second room is a bed that defies description. It appears to be made from crystallized clouds, from solid comfort, from the physical embodiment of the most perfect sleep imaginable. The bed is neither large nor small, but exactly the right size for ultimate comfort, and it glows with a light so soft, so gentle, that it doesn't illuminate the room so much as it emanates pure comfort. The bed seems to exist in a space slightly removed from ordinary reality, surrounded by an aura of peace so profound that approaching it feels like entering a sacred space, a holy sanctuary dedicated to the deepest possible rest. The very air around the bed shimmers slightly, as if the bed is generating its own atmosphere of tranquility. The bedding appears to be made from woven light, from threads of pure peace, from fabric that exists somewhere between the physical and the spiritual. The sheets glow with the soft radiance of moonlight captured in textile form, and they seem to move very gently on their own, as if stirred by breezes that exist only in the realm of dreams. The pillows are works of art in themselves, each one perfectly shaped to provide optimal comfort, each one glowing with its own gentle light. They seem to be filled with crystallized sighs of contentment, with the essence of every peaceful sleep that has ever been experienced, with the material form of the concept of perfect rest. You approach this incredible bed slowly, reverently, knowing that here is the ultimate destination of your journey through the crystal gardens. Each step brings you closer to what you somehow understand will be the most profoundly restful experience possible, the deepest peace, the most complete restoration of body, mind, and spirit. The crystal floor around the bed is carpeted with what appears to be crystallized silk, fibers so fine and soft that they seem to be made of solid moonbeams. This carpeting glows very faintly, providing just enough light to create a sense of security while maintaining the perfect conditions for rest. As you sit on the edge of the bed, it responds to your weight by becoming exactly as firm or as soft as your body needs. The mattress adjusts to support you perfectly, molding itself to your unique shape and requirements. The bed seems to scan your body, identifying areas that need more support, places that would benefit from softer cushioning, points where your circulation could be improved. The adjustment happens gradually, gently, as the bed learns your body and adapts to provide the most comfortable experience possible. It's like being fitted for a piece of furniture by master craftsmen who understand the science of comfort at the deepest possible level, except that this fitting is happening automatically, intuitively, magically. You swing your legs up onto the bed and lie back, and immediately you understand that this is not just furniture. This is a vessel for the deepest peace, a vehicle for the most profound rest, a sanctuary for the complete renewal of body, mind, and spirit. The bed embraces you gently, surrounding you with warmth and comfort and the deepest sense of safety you've ever experienced. The bed seems to know exactly how to position your body for optimal rest. Your spine finds its natural curve, supported perfectly along its entire length. Your neck is cradled at just the right angle to prevent any strain or tension. Your arms and legs are positioned to promote the best possible circulation. Every part of your body is held in its most comfortable, most restful position. As you settle into the bed, you become aware that it's doing more than just providing physical comfort. The bed seems to be attuning itself to your emotional and mental state as well, adjusting its energy to provide exactly the type of peace your spirit needs. If you've been anxious, the bed radiates calm. If you've been sad, it emanates comfort. If you've been restless, it provides the deepest stillness. Through the crystal walls of the room, you can see the private garden that surrounds this inner sanctuary. This garden is even more beautiful than the outer crystal realm, if such a thing is possible. The crystal trees here are older, wiser, their branches forming protective canopies that shelter the space around your bed. Their crystal leaves create patterns of gentle shadow and light that move very slowly across the crystal ground. The garden is populated with crystal creatures that seem to serve as guardians of your rest. Crystal deer graze peacefully among crystal flowers, their movements so slow and graceful that they seem to be dancing in extreme slow motion. These deer are larger than their ordinary counterparts, more elegant, more obviously magical. Their crystal antlers catch and refract light in complex patterns that are beautiful to observe. Crystal birds nest in the protective crystal trees, their soft songs blending with the ambient music of this magical place. These birds sing lullabies without words, melodies that speak directly to the part of your mind that controls sleep and dreams. Their music is designed specifically to promote the deepest, most restful sleep possible. Crystal rabbits hop very slowly between crystal flowers, stopping often to rest in pools of gentle light. Crystal butterflies drift through the air like living jewels, their wing beats so slow that they seem to be swimming through liquid light rather than flying through air. All of these creatures seem to be guardians of your rest, watchers who ensure that your peace will remain undisturbed, protectors who will keep you safe while you surrender to the deepest relaxation possible. Their presence is incredibly comforting, like being watched over by the gentlest angels, like being protected by the most benevolent spirits imaginable. You can sense their peaceful intentions, their dedication to preserving the sanctuary of your rest. They are not just beautiful decorations in this crystal garden. They are active participants in your healing, contributors to your peace, guardians of your journey into the deepest possible tranquility. All of these crystal beings seem to understand that you are here for rest, for healing, for the deepest possible restoration. They move even more quietly than usual. Their songs become even softer. Their lights dim slightly to create the perfect conditions for sleep. It's as if the entire crystal garden has adjusted itself to serve your need for rest. You close your eyes, though the act of closing them feels almost unnecessary here, where the light is so soft and gentle that it doesn't matter whether your eyes are open or closed. The quality of peace remains the same. The depth of relaxation continues to increase. The sense of perfect safety and comfort grows stronger with every breath. Your body has never felt so relaxed. Every muscle has released all tension. Every joint has found its most comfortable position. Every organ has settled into its most peaceful rhythm. Your heart beats slowly and steadily, pumping liquid tranquility through your veins. Your lungs expand and contract in perfect rhythm with the breathing of the crystal garden itself. The bed continues to adjust to your body, fine-tuning its support, optimizing its comfort, ensuring that every part of you is held in the most restful position possible. You can feel the bed's energy flowing into your body, replacing fatigue with rest, stress with peace, tension with the deepest possible relaxation. Your mind has become as peaceful as your body. Thoughts arise very occasionally, but they're like gentle bubbles floating to the surface of a still pond. They appear, exist briefly, and then dissolve back into the perfect calm without leaving any trace or causing any disturbance. You're not thinking so much as simply being, not analyzing or worrying or planning, just existing in this moment of absolute peace. The sounds of the crystal garden continue around you, but they've become part of the fabric of peace rather than separate noises. The gentle tinkling of crystal leaves, the soft whisper of the light breeze, the distant melody of crystal birds, the subtle harmony of everything in this magical place. It all blends into a symphony of tranquility that lulls you deeper and deeper into the most profound relaxation imaginable. This symphony seems to be tuning itself to your brainwaves, adjusting its frequencies to promote the specific type of rest that your mind and body need most. The music becomes a bridge between waking and sleeping, between consciousness and dreams, between the ordinary world and the realm of the deepest peace. You become aware that you're not just lying on the bed. You're sinking into it, becoming part of it, merging with its crystallized comfort. But this sinking feeling is not alarming or uncomfortable. It's like sinking into the softest cloud, like melting into the gentlest embrace, like dissolving into pure peace itself. As you sink deeper, your awareness of your physical body begins to fade, not because you're losing consciousness, but because you're becoming something larger, something more expansive, something that extends beyond the boundaries of your skin. You are becoming one with the crystal garden, one with the peaceful energy that flows through this entire magical realm. Your breathing has synchronized completely with the breathing of the garden. Your heartbeat has matched the pulse of the crystal trees. Your brain waves have aligned with the gentle rhythms of this place of eternal peace. You are no longer a visitor to the crystal garden. You have become part of it, and it has become part of you. In this state of perfect unity, perfect peace, perfect rest, you begin to drift toward the deepest sleep imaginable. But this is not ordinary sleep. This is sleep infused with the magic of the crystal garden. Sleep that will restore not just your body, but your spirit. Sleep that will connect you to the deepest sources of peace and tranquility in the universe. The bed seems to recognize this transition and responds by becoming even more perfectly attuned to your needs. It adjusts its temperature to match your body's requirements exactly. It modifies its firmness to provide optimal support for sleep. It generates exactly the right amount of gentle motion to lull you into the deepest possible rest. The crystal stars overhead pulse more slowly now, their light growing softer and more diffuse. The sounds of the garden fade to the gentlest whisper, like a lullaby being sung by the earth itself. The bed continues to cradle you perfectly, adjusting constantly to provide exactly the support and comfort your body needs as it prepares for the most restorative sleep possible. Your consciousness drifts like a leaf on a gentle stream, carried by currents of peace deeper and deeper into the realm of the most restorative sleep possible. You are safe here, protected by the crystal guardians, surrounded by perfect love and infinite peace, held in the embrace of a garden that exists solely to provide rest for weary souls. The boundaries between sleeping and waking have dissolved here. You exist in a state that is both and neither, a condition of perfect rest that transcends ordinary categories. Your body sleeps with the deepest peace, while some part of your awareness remains gently awake to appreciate the incredible gift of this crystalline sanctuary. Time becomes meaningless in this state. You might rest here for hours or days or centuries. It doesn't matter. In the crystal garden, you have all the time you need, all the peace you could ever want, all the rest that your soul has been craving. This is a place outside of ordinary time, a sanctuary where healing happens at its own perfect pace, where restoration occurs naturally and completely. As you rest in this state of perfect peace, you become aware that you are changing, healing, being restored at the deepest levels. The crystal energy of the garden is working its magic throughout your entire being, replacing stress with serenity, anxiety with peace, exhaustion with the most profound rest. Every cell in your body is being renewed, infused with crystal light, charged with peace and tranquility. Your nervous system is resetting itself to its most calm and balanced state. Your mind is clearing itself of all unnecessary thoughts, creating space for deeper wisdom, deeper peace, deeper connection to the source of all serenity. The crystal garden has become your cocoon, your chrysalis, the sacred space where your transformation into a more peaceful version of yourself is taking place. You are not just resting here. You are being reborn, emerging from this experience as someone more calm, more centered, more deeply connected to the eternal wellsprings of peace that exist within you and all around you. This transformation happens gradually, gently, without any effort or strain on your part. You simply lie in the crystal bed, breathing slowly and deeply, allowing the magic of this place to work its healing power throughout your entire being. The process is as natural as breathing, as effortless as dreaming, as peaceful as the gentlest sleep. You can feel layers of old stress and worry being dissolved and washed away, like old paint being gently removed to reveal the beautiful surface beneath. These layers of accumulated tension have been building up for months or years, but here in the crystal garden, they can finally be released, leaving you feeling lighter, freer, more authentically yourself. The crystal bed seems to be drawing these old tensions out of your body, absorbing them into its crystalline structure where they're transformed into something harmless, something peaceful. It's like the bed is a filter for your spirit, removing everything that doesn't serve your highest good, everything that interferes with your natural state of peace. As these old tensions are released, they're replaced with something much better, pure crystal energy, liquid peace, the essence of tranquility itself. This new energy flows through your bloodstream, soaks into your muscles, penetrates your bones, fills every cell with the deep calm that is your natural birthright. Your nervous system is being recalibrated, reset to its most balanced and peaceful state. Neural pathways that have been carved by stress and worry are being gently smoothed out, replaced with new pathways that naturally tend toward calm, toward peace, toward the deep serenity that is emerging as your new normal state of being. Your mind is also being transformed. Old thought patterns that created anxiety and stress are being dissolved, replaced with new patterns that naturally generate peace and calm. You're not losing anything important in this process. You're simply releasing thoughts and reactions that never served you well, making space for wisdom, for clarity, for the deep knowing that comes from a truly peaceful mind. The transformation continues as you rest in the crystal bed, each breath bringing deeper healing, each heartbeat pumping more peace through your system. You're becoming a living embodiment of the crystal garden's serenity, a walking sanctuary of peace that will carry this magic with you wherever you go. The crystal guardians in the garden around you seem to sense this transformation and respond with what can only be described as joy. Their lights grow slightly brighter. Their songs become slightly more melodious. Their movements take on an air of celebration. They're witnessing your rebirth into peace, and they're honored to be part of this sacred process. The crystal trees around the bed lean slightly closer, their branches forming an even more protective canopy over your resting place. The crystal flowers in the garden bloom more brilliantly, their fragrances becoming richer and more nurturing. The entire crystal garden is participating in your healing, contributing its energy to your transformation into a more peaceful being. And as this transformation deepens, as your rest becomes more profound, as your peace becomes more complete, you drift further and further into the most healing sleep imaginable. This is sleep that restores not just your body but your soul. Sleep that connects you to the deepest sources of peace in the universe. Sleep that will leave you forever changed in the most wonderful ways. The sleep that comes to you here is unlike any sleep you've ever experienced. It's sleep that dreams in crystal light, that rests in pools of liquid peace, that heals with every breath. Your dreams, when they come, are made of crystallized happiness, woven from threads of pure joy, painted with colors that exist only in the realm of perfect peace. You dream of floating through gardens of light, of swimming in oceans of tranquility, of flying through skies made of crystallized serenity. These dreams don't come and go like ordinary dreams. They flow together in an endless river of peaceful experience, each dream more beautiful and restful than the last. In your dreams, you meet other beings who have found their way to the crystal garden, other souls who have discovered this sanctuary of peace. You communicate without words, sharing the deep understanding that comes from having experienced true tranquility. These dream companions become friends for eternity, connected to you by the shared experience of crystal peace. As your sleep deepens and your dreams become more peaceful, you become aware of a gentle promise being made to you by the crystal garden itself. This place will always exist for you, the garden seems to whisper. Whenever you need deep peace, whenever you need profound rest, whenever you need to remember your true nature as a being of tranquility, you can return here. The pathway back to the crystal garden is being carved into your memory, etched into your consciousness so deeply that you'll never forget the way. All you need to do is close your eyes, slow your breathing, and remember the feeling of walking on crystal dust, the sound of crystal leaves tinkling in the gentle breeze, the sensation of sinking into the crystal bed of ultimate peace. This knowledge brings even deeper peace to your sleep. You're not just visiting the crystal garden. You're becoming a permanent resident of this realm of tranquility. Part of you will always remain here, resting in the crystal bed, surrounded by crystal guardians, held in the embrace of eternal peace. The crystal garden will hold you safely through the night, will watch over your dreams, will ensure that your sleep is filled with the deepest peace and the most profound healing. Here, in this place of crystal light and eternal tranquility, you can rest completely, knowing that when you wake, you will carry some of this peace with you back into your regular life. This peace will become part of you, woven into the fabric of your being, integrated into your daily experience. You'll find that you respond to stress differently, that you naturally seek out peaceful moments, that you instinctively know how to access the deep calm that has become your new foundation. The magic of the crystal garden will work through you, spreading peace wherever you go, touching everyone you meet with the gentle serenity that now flows through your veins like liquid light. You're becoming an ambassador of peace, a living reminder that deep tranquility is always available, always accessible, always ready to embrace anyone who seeks it with an open heart. And so you rest in the crystal bed, in the crystal cottage, in the crystal garden where time stands still and peace lasts forever. Your breathing is so slow, so deep, that each breath seems to last an eternity. Your heartbeat is so gentle, so peaceful, that it sounds like distant music, like the rhythm of the universe itself. You are completely safe here, completely loved, completely at peace. The crystal guardians watch over you with infinite tenderness. The crystal garden holds you with infinite love. The crystal bed supports you with infinite comfort. You have found your way home to the deepest peace, and you will carry this peace with you always. Sleep deeply, rest completely, dream peacefully. In the crystal garden where everything is perfect, everything is safe, everything is exactly as it should be. Let the magic of this place work its healing power throughout your entire being, transforming you into the peaceful, serene, deeply rested person you were always meant to be. The crystal stars overhead pulse with gentle light. The crystal trees sing their ancient songs of peace. The crystal flowers release their fragrances of deep tranquility. All of creation is working together to ensure that your rest is perfect, your healing is complete, your peace is eternal. Sweet dreams, dear traveler. Rest well in the crystal garden, and may you always remember the way home to this place of infinite peace. Everything is perfect. Everything is safe. Everything is exactly as it should be. Welcome home to peace. Welcome home to rest. Welcome home to the crystal garden of eternal tranquility. This completes your journey through the crystal gardens. Rest deeply, heal completely, and carry this peace with you always. Thank you for joining us tonight, dear listener. Until we meet again in the realm of dreams, may the crystal light guide your way to perfect rest.